Thank you so much. It's not a super long service, but you will want to be able to follow along.
I got it here, yeah.
Call 800-905-9095 now for free information. You have no obligation. Call now.
Now at American Signature Furniture, hurry to find your mattress dream team and get free delivery on your entire order. Any mattress purchase of $9.99 or more. Plus, we even made it easy to try out a mattress.
Some saying, so was all that stuff about yesterday. Come on, man. Ain't nobody on that with you. That's just how we talk. He swung miss, I swung connected. We fight. I leave to go get my driver's license. He leaves to go to the hospital.
So you want to fight.
I'm guessing.
Okay. And then it is your claim. Mr. King disputes the fact that Mr. King was very angry that his brother ended up in the hospital. And at some point he came to your house.
Yes.
When did you go to his house? What date? That date? March.
If I can show you this, it basically stayed from the day that you came to it until now.
Something that you wrote out?
No, this is texting me.
Fine. I want to know when you went to his house.
March 19th to be exact.
What time?
I get off work at 2, so it had to be like 2, about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yes, ma'am.
And who did you go over there with?
My friend?
How many others other than that one friend? How many others?
No, it was just us. Now, my father was there, but
Just a second. So you, your friend, and your father?
Yes, but my father, you know what I'm saying, like he had a bad crash, so he was basically just telling me to come over there and find out what's happening.
Just a second.
Okay.
All I asked you was, how many people went to his house? So it was you, your friend, and your father.
Okay, yeah, just that went to his house, just me and my friend.
Where was your father?
My father was, at the porch, you know what I'm saying, basically telling us, to just leave it alone.
Why didn't you listen to him?
Because I down there to fight. I went down there to talk to him as a man.
When you went down there to talk to him, did you have a knife? When you went down there to talk to him, did you have a knife?
Not the first time.
So you went down to talk to him twice?
Yeah, the first time I went to talk to him as a man, but I was, being aggressive, you know what I'm saying?
It's all here.
Text message.
Just a second. So when you went back the second time, was that also on March 19th?
Yes.
And who went back with you the second time?
I went down there by myself.
You were there by yourself with a knife. So you left your friend and you substituted a knife for your friend. Now tell me what happened when you got there the second time with the knife.
Okay, well, during the first time before I left, I was, people that was reaching and stuff like that. And then, him and his family had knives too. So I went about it the wrong way, but I did go back down there because I wanted to get to the bottom of it. Why this continuing problem with my baby brother at that?
Why was your baby brother in jail?
Shabark Shalom.
Nothing to do with it.
Right.
So if you don't have a service booklet, they're up here on the bench right in the front, and they're being passed around. Put your hand up if you're missing one. We're gonna go right through. We're starting with the beginning. Let us sing out to God here.
You weren't there.
But I got uncles that tell me that what happened too. Like my papa there too. He's 74 years old. You know what I'm saying?
No reason to go to.
I don't know who's talking in the back.
Mr. King, many of the things that I don't understand. There are a lot of things that you don't understand. Tell somebody who is basically friends, a lot of people living in your house. You didn't go there to burglarize your house. You went there to see
Thank everyone. Everyone on Zoom, please mute.
doesn't mean that you go to his house. Your brother did.
very exciting evening. And I know that we are so distracted having our furry friends here. But before we are so completely distracted, we can't pay attention to anything. We need to acknowledge a wonderful simcha that we're celebrating tomorrow morning. Ben Rosen is becoming bar mitzvah. I know. So it is my pleasure to invite Ben up with your family, Christy and Jeff and Andrea, to come help us kindle the lights of Shabbat. So if you guys come around this way and take my light.
Source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in thee, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Thank you so much, Rosen family. Tomorrow morning, usually when we have when it's Parshat Noah, our students chant from the very beginning of the portion and talk about Noah, but Ben made a conscious decision. He wanted to read the section on the Tower of Babel. So it's really neat. So if you're with us tomorrow morning, you'll get to hear about the Tower of Babel. All right, everybody, let's turn over to the next page. We're going to do a little bit of Lecha Dodi. You can see we're a little truncated. I figured our furry friends would appreciate that. So we've got our chorus, and then the first and last verses. We've got our last verse. Believe it or not, it is time for us to rise. If you are able to, you may remain seated. And then we're going to stay standing. We have our Shabark Shalom, and then we're going to go all the way through the Baruch. Shabark Shalom, Be together just below the Baruch. We thank you, God, for every sunset and sunrise. Time simply passes, bringing us new seasons and new life experiences. There is a purpose to each element in the universe. God designed it with beauty and distinction. The powerful forces of God surround us. We praise you each and every day. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Shem Lord, Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Lord, Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. All right, let's be seated once more, and we join together on page 3 with the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol yodea. Adonai ha'eleh Asher Anochi Mitzalecha Hayom Al Levavecha Vishnantam Levanecha V'dibartam V'shivtecha V'abereitecha V'velechtecha V'derech U'shofecha U'kumdecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha, lehayu letotot b'neinecha, uchatam al mezuzot beitecha, u'bishonrecha, leman tizkeru la'asitem u'mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim le'oechem. Ani Adonai Elohim, Asher Hotzeiti Echem me'eretz Mitzrayim, Liyot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohim. The bottom of the page 3, we read responsively, when evil darkens our world, let us be the bearers of light. When fists are clenched in self-righteous rage, let our hands be open for the sake of peace. When injustice slams the doors on the ill, the poor, the old, and the stranger, let us pry the doors open. Where shelter is lacking, let us be the builders. Where food and clothing are needed, let us be providers. Where knowledge is denied, let us be champions of learning. When dissent is stifled, let our voices speak truth to power. When the earth and its creatures are threatened, let us be their guardians. When bias, greed, and bigotry erode our country's values, let us proclaim liberty throughout the land. In the places where no one acts like a human being, let us bring courage, let us bring compassion, let us bring humanity. Now, traditionally, when there's a special theme, when there's a holiday or something special going on, we insert a melody into the Micha Mocha. So this Shabbat is no different. We celebrate the story of Noah, Parshat Noah from our Torah. So tonight we're going to sing like this. Micha Mocha Ma'eni Adonai Kamocha Nechar B'Kodesh Lo Matzilot Oseh Melech Children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God your glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. The Lord said to Noah, there's gonna be a floody, floody. The Lord said to Noah, it's gonna be a floody, floody. Get those children out of the muddy, muddy children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God your glory, glory, rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. What verse am I on? Are we on the animals? Oh, good. We are, right? The animals, they came on by twosies, twosies. Animals, they came on by twosies, twosies. Elephants and kangaroos, roosies, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God your glory, glory, rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. It rained and poured for 40 daisies, daisies, rained and poured for 40 daisies, daisies, go, go, and go. Nearly crazy, crazy children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God your glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. The sun came out, dried all the landy, landy. Sun came out, dried all the landy, landy. Everything was fine and dandy, dandy, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God your glory, glory, rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. All right. We continue at the bottom of the page. On the sixth day, the heaven and the earth and everything in between were finished. By the seventh day, God had completed the work. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy and rested from the work of creation. Together, God created us both free and intelligent. How lucky we are to be able to share in God's power of creation. We feel God's power when we experience God's creations, a vivid sunset, crash of waves, and the birth of a wild stallion. Oh God, inspire us to create what is good throughout our lives. Help us to appreciate and delight in all you create. All right, we rise now either in body or in spirit for the tefillah. Page 5. Adonai, sefatai titahu v'yahi zehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imroteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. El Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gonei Chasadim Tovim, V'Gonei Hakol, V'Zofer Chastei Havot v'Imahot, U'Mevii Gula Livnei B'Nei, Levan Shemo Yahweh. Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham V'Yisrael Tzadra, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Yechayecha Kol HaTorah Le'Hoshia, Mashiach HaRuach U'Morin Hada Hashem. Mefakeh Chayim v'Chesed, Mechayeh Hakol v'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim v'Rofei Polim, U'Matzir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Ishenei Yakar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidov melech, melech memit u'mechayeh, u'masmiach Yeshua, v'nemalat halachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'Kedoshim b'chol yom yahallelu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, HaKadosh. All right, you can be seated once more. And when we're all settled, we're going to read together at the top of page 7. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctified Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Amcha Tassim Le'olam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Amcha Tassim Le'olam. V'yatayim Ha'yachadon Le'kol HaShalom. We'll take a moment for our own personal prayers. For some of us, that may be hugging a little furry creature next to you, and that totally appropriate. Almost in our key. Oh, say shalom, say shalom, Okay, I have to say this is the most well-behaved group of animals I've ever been a part of. It's amazing. The dogs and cats are doing well. It's just, you would never even know. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Beginning on at the bottom of page 7, we're gonna start with a little bit of prayers, talking to God and thanking God for the animals in our lives, and not just the furry ones that might live in our houses, but many across the world. And then we're going to have an opportunity to say a prayer to our own animals, blessing them. And then we're going to move into our Mishabara. So let's do this first. So down at the bottom of page 7, we'll be reading responsively. You'll see when we get to 8. We pray to God, our Creator, to bless our pets with your light and love. May our animal friends have good health, happy lives, and always be protected. We ask for better understanding as we learn from our animal friends' wisdom, their innocence, their loyalty, and particularly their seeming ability to not judge human beings unkindly. Thank you for the pleasures and playful, everyone with me on page 8. Thank you for the pleasures and playfulness and sometimes the surprising humor our pets display. Thank you for their companionship and friendship, especially during those lonely hours we may have experienced. Thank you for our companions' natural ability to teach us to be aware of the present moment. Thank you for the pure beauty of every animal, their form, color, texture, motion, for each is a work of art. May we appreciate your creation of these masterpieces. Bless all animals in harm's way. Protect those who are lost and guide them to safety. And now we direct this blessing to our animals who are with us. Dear God, we are filled with gratitude for all the blessings bestowed upon us by you through David. From the moment this animal arrived in our home, she has inspired joy in our lives and in those of others. Surround this creature with devotion. Continue to allow her to increase love and laughter for the individuals she encounters. Keep her safe from harm. We ask that you give this animal strength in body, mind, and spirit. Guide her to live in harmony within the household. Permit this animal always to have loving, kind companionship for the rest of her life. And grant her a good old age filled with contentment and happiness. We praise you, Adonai, our God, for your sweet blessings. We move now into our Mishabara. We pray for family, friends, members of this congregation, and for everyone who is injured or ill in body or in spirit. Give strength and purpose, unflagging energy, and deep wells of patience to all who seek healing, and to their caregivers, families, and friends. Our congregation is especially thinking of James Allen, Carol Babcock, Donna Berlin, Paula Best, Susan Ford, Rosalie Teddy Bono, Fran Coffey, Adele and Harold Cohen, Marilyn Dax, Tom Davis, Deborah Botlacho, Helene Edwards, Sarah Fabian, Art Fields, Nanette Guinness, Dr. Randall Haas, Judy Halpern, Margaret Hare, Mary Hartman, Jules Hildebrand, Barry Kaufman, Robert K. Janet Kennedy, Lisa Mack, Andrea Mitchell, Andrew Mitchell, Tina Naker, Jeff Nykerk, David Osofsky, Laura Osofsky, Bert Peters, Yuri Polanski, Buddy Pollock, Jean Posen, Randall Vout, Marlene Red, Sandra Vesnikov, Neil Schreiber, Alex Rosin, Adele Shandon, Judy Shea, Ruthie Silver, Alan Smith, Nicholas Sobek, Barbara Strindberg, Judy Van Gorder, Caroline Wink, David Weston, Marlene Woodrich, Marla Stein Johannes. And if you have a name that you'd like to share this evening to our list of human names for the moment, let's go ahead and I'm gonna do, maybe if you read, yes, let's do hands. Chrissy, thank you.
Charles Sellen, Dot McKinney, John Mitchell, Ida Haywood, Fred and Dorothy Weiss, Sam Zucker, Susan Tokyo, Fran Young, Larry Reed, David and Mary Lou Boyer, Jesse Halford,
Also hear our humble prayer, O God, for our friends, the animals, especially for animals who are suffering, for animals that are overworked, underfed, and cruelly treated, for all wistful creatures in captivity that beat their wings against bars, for any that are hunted or lost or deserted or frightened or hungry, for all that must be put to death. We entreat them for them all your mercy, and for those who deal with them, we ask a heart of compassion and gentle hands and kindly words. Make us to be true friends to animals, and so to share your blessings. We continue with our new Shabark.
May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with Ruach Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Rise now in body or in spirit for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'admon ha'chol, l'teinu l'yotzeh b'reshit, shelo asanu ye'aratzon, elo samanu mishtapat ha'tamah. You can be seated once more, and I would like to remind you that the facilities are over here if anyone is in need of them, just off. It's a green pasture out. Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Members of our congregation are in a period of shloshim for Alan Furfine, Lisa Osten, Jacob Baer, Susan Wolf, and Frank Backelman. And we observe the yahrzeit this Shabbat of Bernard Applebaum, Ronald Atkin, Arthur Azra, Isidore Barnett, Jack Bernstein, Sharon Kaufman, Frederick Ellis Cohn, Rosa L. Davis, Sylvia Friedman, Marcia Hurst Glickman, Henry A. Gross, Herbert Harris, Lionel David Joel, Nathan Kazin, J.S. Kochman, Albert Kafka, Sarah Kafka, Harry Kundell, Ida Lansky, Pauline Kenner Lefkowitz, Morris Lee, Rabbi Emmanuel Lieblinger, Ida Urin Mandel, Alvin A. Marcus, Charles Mark Bolitz, Roy Elliott Mayers, Joseph Metlin, Sylvan Miller, Jenny Monsky, Pearl Moss, John Murray, Joseph Schirlhofer, Elizabeth Siegel, Lillian G. Simon, Ray Spencer, Sadie Stein, Iris Rose Sturman, Alfred Tasman, Gail Flateau Thompson, Bertha Tobias, Rose Wexler, Bert Whitfield, Sylvia Wolfson, Gertrude Yagin. And if you have a name of someone that you are thinking of, especially this Shabbat, and you would like to add that name this evening, please go ahead and share at this time. Okay. Thank you, Karen. Yep, I'm happy with this. Now, it's not traditional to recite Kaddish for animals. But the words of the Kaddish we know are words of praise for God. And of course, we thank God for the animals who have touched our lives. Those animals who are no longer with us, but who are never forgotten. So we look together at the top of page 10, paw prints in the sand. With my cow gone, my side is bare. Just looking down, she is not there. A heavy heart, a saddened soul, a weight of passage, tears untold. Now all alone I feel the space where oft my friend would lick my face. Yet life goes on. God's outstretched hand sends hope through paw prints in the sand. And let's take a moment to think of those animals who have touched our lives. And if you'd like to share any names aloud, we can hear those for a moment if anybody would like to share some names of their beloved animals. Thank you, David. Yeah.
Nice and loud.
Peter, Ginger, Jesse.
Emmy, Chloe, Molly, Bailey, Libby, and Dougie.
So for all of those who have blessed our lives, human, non-human, who we hold in our hearts, let us all rise together as a community for words of Kaddish, praising God for the gifts that they have all brought to our lives. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba. V'yamad yitrach v'yitei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei v'chol Beit Yisrael. V'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabban harach le'alamu alnei almai. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yita'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shemei v'kudsha v'richu. Le'elami kol birkata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. V'amiran v'alma v'imru amin. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amin. Oseh shalom b'mramam, Say shalom aleinu al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who makes peace on high bring peace to all of us, to all Israel, and let us say, Amen. Let's be seated, and I'd like to invite Miriam up to the microphone.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Miriam Greenhut. In case anybody doesn't know me, on behalf of your Board of Trustees here tonight. And thank you, everybody, for coming to Shabark Shalom. And for everybody in our community who's joining us by Zoom tonight, thank you for being with us. We're thrilled that you've chosen our temple for your Shabbat worship this evening. And for full announcements, please see your temple times this week or the website. We'd like to extend a huge mazel tov to the Rosen family who are here with us tonight, celebrating Ben becoming bar mitzvah tomorrow morning. Congratulations, Ben. We know you're going to be wonderful, and we will be with you tomorrow morning too. Mazel tov as well to our member Jody Duty in the back there. Jody, give her a big wave. Jody is our mensch of the month, so serve Jody. We'd also like to highlight for you that on Sunday morning we have a virtual tour of Israel, which will be held over Zoom, and it'll also be shown here in the sanctuary on Sunday morning. The details are in our Temple Times email, so please make sure to take a look so you can access that as well. We are very excited also to tell you that next Friday night, our Friday night live service will be back in the house. Yay. Right. So please join us again next week for the return of Friday Night Live. And a big thank you to Christy and Jeff Rosen, who have sponsored our Oneg tonight in honor of Ben's bar mitzvah. So thank you very much. And thank you to Sisterhood for providing fabulous baked goods for our Oneg. So we wish everybody Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for being here, and enjoy the rest of our service.
So, Ben, would you like to come back up with your family for a little Kiddush and Moshe? It was rhetorical. We're not going to answer whether you'd like to or not. All right, we're all going to join together. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri ha'kafeh. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'chasav Shabark Shalom Inhilanu Zikaron Lemaseh Ve'Reshi Kihu Yom Techilah Mikra Kodesh Ze'Velati Ani Yisrael Kiranu Lavarta Ve'otanu Kidashna Mikol Ha'alim V'Shabbat Koshecha Ve'ahava U'v'rason Inhatanu Baruch Adonai Mekadesh Hashavat. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Yeah, we're gonna hold on to that and not put our hands on it so we can rip it up with napkins for everyone to share afterwards. Okay, so we're going to conclude our service at the bottom of page 11. Tefillah Haderech. We bless each other as we go on our way safely home with our furry babies. We made the trip here having no idea what they were getting into. And we're so glad. Thank you so much for all of you who came out this evening, whether you came unsuspectingly or here to enjoy the company of the furry animals and nothing else. We're just glad that you're here, that we could be together, and that it didn't decide to continue reenacting the flood scene in the Torah, and it stopped for us so that we could celebrate together. So. May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed to live out and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. Now I would ask before you rush the oneg table, if you would give me a moment to get these wires, cords out of the way. The doggies can take their refreshments at the bar over here. Shabbat Shalom.